Welcome back to my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this one right here. So, after this season, LeBron James at 38, 39 versus Michael Jordan at 38, 39 years old. When all the smoke cleared, LeBron basically did no more than Michael Jordan. And many people contend that Michael Jordan actually had a better season than LeBron at 38, 39 years old, right? And when we talk about 38, 39 years old, we're not talking about last year when LeBron was 37 entering this season last year and then turned 38. We're talking about this year when LeBron entered the season at 38 and turned 39. Just like when Michael Jordan came back in 2001, he entered the season at 38 and turned 39. Okay. So people say that Michael Jordan really had a better season than LeBron James just because it was a slower paced era. And Michael Jordan was able to put up, I think he was putting up like 26 points per game before the injury. But when it was all said and done, Michael Jordan averaged 22 points, I think it was, for the season. And I think it was like 5 rebounds and 5 assists, 1.4 steals, and 0.4 blocks. LeBron this season, he averaged 24 points, which was only 2 more points than Michael Jordan with all the 3-pointers he shot. That's crazy. If I'm not mistaken, it was it 25? I thought it was 24. But yeah, let me know if I'm wrong. I thought it was 24 points. So if it's 24 points, only 2 more points than Michael Jordan with LeBron shooting all these 3-pointers in a faster paced era. Yes, he had more assists per game. That really means nothing in this era. If you know what I mean. The assists are just ridiculous. You just hand the ball off and the guy could just take countless dribbles and do it. And he has assists. And he took the most shots. He has the ball in his hand the majority of the time. The rebounds, yes, he had, I think he averaged 4 more rebounds than Michael Jordan, if I'm not mistaken. To me, that doesn't really mean too much. There's nobody under the basket. When a shot is let off, nobody's under the basket. All the guys retreat to the other end of the court. They don't even challenge for a rebound. And how many rebounds have you see LeBron get flat-footed without even jumping? So there's nobody to even contest him for a rebound, or nobody. At most, it might be the center down there, and he really ain't going to contest for no rebounds. Now, it's kind of weird. When we get into the playoffs in this era, these guys start to contest for rebounds and all this stuff. But in the regular season, it's just weird. Like in the 80s and 90s, these guys played the regular season or played the playoffs like they played the regular season. It was straight hustle. The regular season here, it's just like, you know, these guys are trying to avoid getting hurt. So they don't even play full throttle. They don't even try to do, you know, contest. But yeah. So some people say Michael Jordan, his season meant more to his team just because it was a slower pace. And basically, if LeBron played in the early 2000s, which he did, but we all know the rule changes. If you look at his first 2 seasons, his points and rebounds and assists wasn't that better than Michael Jordan's 38 through 40 years old when he was on the court. His numbers wasn't. And that was an older Michael Jordan. But yeah, at 38, 39, if he would have played in the early 2000s like Michael Jordan did, instead of, you know, playing as a rookie and a second-year player, this guy would have only averaged maybe 16 points. He would not have broke 20 points. He would not have broke 20 points. So what he did this season, and when we talk about this guy plays 0, I don't even think he could play in the early 2000s. If he was 39 years old playing today like he plays, whew, in them early 2000s that Michael Jordan played in, he couldn't play. He would be a bench player. He would have had to retire a long time ago, or they would not even put him on the court. So this goes to his longevity. His longevity is nonsense. It's fake. It's all fake. And we put up that those numbers the other day since he's been with the Lakers. How many games he done played? It was ridiculous. I don't think he's ever played 82 or 80 games. I think he played 71 time, 60 games. I want to say 2 times, and the rest like 50s and 40s and stuff like that. And he's been in LA like 6 seasons. So he's basically been stealing money. Basically stealing money. Not from the organization, because they're making a lot of money off of his soap opera, but he's been stealing money from the fans. That's why if you're a LeBron James fan, this guy's a joke. This guy's a joke, especially since he's been to LA. He's been a joke. How could you even be a fan of this guy? Maybe if you was a fan of his like in Cleveland, in Miami, or the first time in Cleveland, something like that. But since he's been in LA, it's been a joke. It's been a joke. What are you still a fan of? What has he done to make you a fan of his? For you to be a fan? You don't see none of the other players doing anything close to what this guy does. Cries, flops, load management, bows up at women like he's going to hit them. Still yet, we haven't seen nothing from the media talking about this, right? Him acting like he was going to hit that woman in the Denver playoff game. But we keep hearing stupid stuff. And most of this stuff I don't even know about. Dreamer Pro keep putting this stuff out. I'm sick of hearing about it. Darvin Ham, him saying they did this to Darvin Ham. He's a coach killer. We already know this stuff. Can we talk about something new? People like, me, Sports and Fitness Rants, Anchor Yo Hoops, and other channels, we talk about this guy's career in depth. It's so much to talk about. They want to talk about little stuff. Yes, we get it. He's a coach killer. What else? Move on. This isn't really talking about LeBron James. Skip Bayless the other day said LeBron James was the B word because Draymond Green called him that. What was it, in the 2016 playoffs, which got Green suspended? So Skip said, "Oh yeah, he is a B." No, no kidding. He's more than that. He's a loser. He's a flopper. He's a complainer. He's a team hopper. He has no positional skills. He's a lot of stuff. Ooh, like I said, man, these dudes are late to the party. We've been saying this for years. We don't care. I'm not trying to beat up on Dreamers Pro for getting views, but we've been saying that. Who cares if Skip says it? This guy ain't against LeBron James. This is the same guy that told us. And I'm trying to tell you guys, he has no adversaries like that in the media. Skip Bayless, the fakest LeBron James hater of all time. Right? You know what he said one day? Just to show you that he loves LeBron James, just like Shannon Sharp, just like Nick Wright. This guy said that no matter what, if it was to have sex with his wife, his anniversary, some kind of holiday, anything with his family, anything that was urgent, and if it was a LeBron James game that came on, that had to be pushed to the side. It had to be pushed to the side, and that had to wait. Because if LeBron James was playing, he was going to watch it. He said he never has missed a LeBron James game. I said, what? What is this guy talking about? Another LeBron James lover and a fake LeBron James hater. If anything, this is what happened. Skip Bayless has never really liked Kobe Bryant. Okay? So let's remember, Shannon Sharp liked Kobe Bryant more than Skip Bayless. Kobe Bryant was like number 2 up on Shannon Sharp's list of GOATs for a long time before he started this show Undisputed. And he started getting paid from Unclutch Sports. So Skip Bayless really never like Kobe Bryant because he was the closest thing to Michael Jordan. And a lot of people, didn't like him too because he was trying to emulate Michael Jordan. But at the end of the day, he showed he was the man. So Skip Bayless, he kind of was hoping that LeBron James wouldn't be like, not like Kobe Bryant emulating Michael Jordan, but will be a great player like Michael Jordan. So he kind of jumped on LeBron James bandwagon, right? And hoped he was going to live up to all these expectations and be the next greatest thing, right? So when he start failing year after year after year after year after year, from missing the playoffs to melting down in the playoffs and getting whooped in the Olympics and the FIBA and all this stuff that we've talked about plenty of times from 2004 until 2011, that stretch right there, a lot of failure. And Skip Bayless was right there on Cold Pizza, your first takes, and then Undisputed. When did Undisputed come along? I think they was already past that point right there, but it was mostly First Take and Cold Pizza. Skip Bayless just started unloading on this guy. Lil Brick, calling him all kind of names. The Frozen One, the Meltdown King, all this stuff. And guess what? It was people like Stephen A. Smith that would always have LeBron James back on them shows. And I think the reason why, I know they had to be, take sides and stuff like that, but I think the reason why Skip was so hard on him, because Skip wanted him to be the next best thing after Michael Jordan, because he didn't like Kobe Bryant. So when he started to see LeBron fail like this year after year, I think it kind of hurt his feelings. It hurt this guy's feelings. And that's why when he tells you that he never missed a LeBron James game, no matter if it was his wife, somebody in his family, any kind of emergency was happening, he was going to push all that aside to see a LeBron James game. And to see him fail all those times, I think it really hurt Skip. So you really don't have no true LeBron haters in the media, because they really don't go in on this guy. And we know after Skip said all that stuff about DeMar Hamlin, right after that, remember, Skip, you couldn't really get Skip to say nothing nice about LeBron James on Undisputed. You really couldn't. Skip really took it to the next level on Undisputed. I wouldn't say to the next level. First Take was pretty bad too. He just kept the torture on LeBron James. But after that DeMar Hamlin thing, this guy just started to change. Calling LeBron the greatest driver of the basketball. He needs to come back when he would fail. He needs to come back next season and run it back. He would just say all this good stuff about LeBron James. Yes, he would say some bad stuff, but you would never hear this guy say nothing good about LeBron James until after that DeMar Hamlin thing. So I think he was trying to smooth it over to keep some of his viewers, because he knew Shannon Sharpe was leaving. And now he still doesn't beat up on LeBron that much. And I've heard a lot of other stuff that he said good about LeBron after the DeMar Hamlin stuff. So let's look at this. Michael Jordan, and a lot of people don't really know how incredible this really was. Came off the couch after 3 years, nothing to prove. Gave all his money to 9/11 victims. 30 pounds overweight. He had to work himself back in shape. He wasn't getting any special treatment because it was Michael Jordan coming back into the league. He was bored. Real competitive guy. Jumped back on the court. And, like I said, he didn't get any special treatment. So when he first came back in, he didn't do that good. It took a couple months before he got his groove back. He started putting up the points. And he was able to put up, 4 40-point games in one 50-point game. So we look at this right here. He put up 1, 2, Let's see, that'll be February. Yeah, he put up two 40-point games and one 50-point game at 38. In two 40-point games at 39 in the same season. Now, he put up more 40-point games, at 39, 40. But we'll talk about that next year when LeBron is 39, 40. So he was able to put up these games. And this was around the time when he was getting hot now. He was getting hot. And he was averaging like 26 points per game. I think it was like 6 rebounds, 6 assists. And his field goal percentage was up, shooting probably the most mid-range shots he ever shot in his life. Led the league in mid-range shooting percentage and shots. So when we look down here at LeBron James, he put up one 40-point game at 38 and one 40-point game at 39. Now, I won't go over the rebounds, the assists, the steals, the blocks, and the field goal percentage, because both of these guys pretty much was pretty efficient, put up good assists, rebounds, steals, blocks, and field goal percentage. But I'm just talking about the points. So why wasn't LeBron, with all the threes he shot? Well, I think he shot 40% this year, right? 40% from three. In a no-touch era, faster pace era, what was they scoring, like 115 a game? They were scoring under 100 in the 2000s. And don't tell, oh, man, he had AD on his team, man. So that got to do with it. LeBron took the most shots. Oh, Mike wasn't efficient. He was pretty efficient before he got hurt. His field goal percentage was up. It was just after he got hurt. Because I told you, he was averaging like 26 points per game? And if he would not have got hurt, that would have been his average for the year. So after he got hurt, he kept playing, I don't know, what was it, for a few weeks or something like that? Or a month or something like that? His field goal percentage suffered. His points suffered, and he had to get shut down. What? Yeah. I think he played, 20 more games? That shut him down. Oh, so I'm guessing LeBron James should average no more than next season 22 points per game. $22. And I figure if anybody even plays as long as this that's playing right now, they're probably going to shatter what LeBron is doing. I don't know if they will. I don't know if they would have a reason to. Like we keep saying, I don't know why. What's his reason he keeps playing today? Over $1 billion? He's not going to change anything in the GOAT debate. Most people know once he retires, he's out of the GOAT debate. He's finished. And that's the reason why, ESPN and Fox, they want this guy to keep playing because they know once he retires, their whole script has to change. They have to change. And the problem with their script is why they can't put nobody else in LeBron's place, which they got him at number 1 or number 2 on Fox or ESPN, is because their criteria putting him at number 1 or number 2, they're going to have to change that whole criteria. Because the way they're sitting on it, 27, 7-7, 4 MVPs, 4 championships, and 4 finals MVPs. And his scoring, I don't call it scoring championship. Scoring title, I don't call that. I'll call it points title, which we can't even call it a title. There's no trophy for it. There's nothing for it. It's just a pat on the back. You don't get nothing for having the most points of all time. So unless somebody passes that criteria that has LeBron at number 1 or number 2, like all these people say, Nick Wright, Chris Broussard's, Rob Parker's, Stephen A. Smith's, all these bums, you can't take them out of that spot unless somebody else passes that. 8 straight finals. These guys are in trouble. So what they're hoping for is that they can, get this guy out of the top 1 or top 2 by PED scandal. Because the PED scandal come around, they're gonna say, oh man, we all that's disqualified now. Now we can put Joker up there. Now we can put Luka. You know what I'm saying? They can start advertising the next. Because they're in big trouble. Because they got this guy at number 2 with their criteria. That makes no sense at all. A 4-6 loser with only 2 statistical titles. All this in 21 seasons. 6 finals blowouts without a game 7. Meltdowns, choke jobs, flops, team hopping. They're in big trouble. Because they didn't want to go with my criteria that keeps this guy out of the top 10, or most people's criteria like Sports and Fitness Rans, Angry Old Hoop Fans, Uncut Hoops, these type of guys that keeps this guy out of the top 5, top 10. Now they can't take him out because they got a lot of explaining to do if they try to take this guy out the top 1 or 2 spot outside of a PED scandal happening. That's the only thing. So that's what I think will happen when this guy retires, because they got to move on. And he's not the bar. So, and he's not second. Tell me what you think.